Hi everybody, this is Alchemist2, and I'm back again with another movie review. Recently I got the chance to see The Raven, starring John Cusack. Being a massive fan of Edgar Allan Poe, have been ever since I was a young girl. I really didn't know that much about the movie, but it takes place in Baltimore, Maryland, as you would expect, and of course these murders have been occurring and they all mirror Edgar's stories. And Edgar's not really sure why this is taking place, but he knows he has to get to the bottom of it, and soon, because his lady fair, or his love interests, Emily, she has been taken hostage, and this is when the film really starts to become interesting. And I really like John Cusack. I think that he's just a sensational actor. He's phenomenal in everything he does, and this I absolutely adored. I was just on the edge of my seat the entire time I was watching it. I don't consider it the best film ever made, but there are a lot of scenarios in the film that will make you cringe. I was just absolutely terrified, and being slightly claustrophobic, I think you can understand why. I won't go into that, but it's just food for thought, and terrifying at that. I really thought that the film was masterfully made, fictional though it be, but it begins with the premise of the whole idea that a lot of authors and forensic scientists and all these other people who are fascinated by the life of Edgar Allan Poe, the life and death, I should say. His death in 1842, I think, or so, it was late in the 1800s when he died, but his death has always been considered an enigma. Reason being is he had been found rambling and frothing at the mouth, and a lot of scholars that have looked into Poe and his background thought that maybe it could have been rabies. That's a possibility, but this movie gives another theory, and I really like this theory. I think this theory makes, well, even if it is fictional, to me, it's just so much more appealing and satisfying than rabies. Rabies is such an undignified way to die, other than that of tuberculosis, which was very common in that time. Would have been an awful way to go. Ugh, I just can't imagine. So painful. I mean, you cough up blood and die a very slow, painful, horrible, atrocious death. But it's just a really incredible film, I thought, and I really enjoyed it, and my father enjoyed it as well. He's a big Poe fan as well. I can't really say that much about it. I don't think that they took too many liberties. They stuck to the premise or the plot lines of the different tales, and many of them are my favorite, like Pin the Pendulum, Telltale Heart, Cast Amontillado, um, and they did, let's see, some other stories that were told within the, oh, Mask of the Red Death, yeah, that was in there too. But I thought that everything was done in such a way that it was very feasible, although fiction. And Cusack, I think, made just absolutely delightful and very satirical Edgar Allan Poe. And I really like Edgar because Edgar does not parlay well with the common folk, or what he calls the Philistines. He considers himself intellectually superior to a lot of different people, including Thoreau. And I took a class on uh, transcendentalism, so thinking about this in my past and remembering all of that made this even funnier. If you like Edgar Allan Poe, I would definitely recommend this to you because it's a very unique presentation of another theory of Poe's demise. Um, and the story itself is very, very, very good and extremely thrilling and unsettling at many points and times. And it has a semi-sweet ending, though it's still sad because we know what's going to happen, having seen the prologue in writing. Uh, but other than that, I really can't say too much else about this movie other than I just absolutely adored it. And I wouldn't give it 4 stars because some of it's kind of uncomfortable to watch. It's just really gory and unsettling. But it's it's suspense. So what do you expect? It's not going to be sugar coated, that's for sure. But I give it 3.5 stars out of 4. And I give it 2 thumbs up just because I thought it was very, very intense and suspenseful and nail-gritting sensationalism that really just it rocks you to your core, especially like me, and you think of that possibility of being cornered in that way and not having any way out. It's just very disturbing, and you try not to let your mind run away too much. But if you're like me and you think too much, then that idea can become lodged in your brain, and you just have to chase it away with something happier. But can't really say too much else, honestly. Today was the last day of my internship. Everything went well. I was actually able to do my first EKG alone, which I think I passed with flying colors. I was nervous, but I think I did a very good job. I was able to take my first pulse, and it went along very smoothly. I'm still waiting to take my CCT. I have to send in my permission in order to take it and then wait for a day to have off in order to actually go to Indianapolis and take it and pass it. And I'm thinking of going into uh, X-ray technology because it just seems just so much more interesting to me and more challenging. This is my backup plan. If that if and I'm saying if because I don't think it will. My intention is that this plan is going to work, and I am going to become an X-ray technician somehow, some way, and soon, hopefully in the next year, give or take. I would say January 2014. That's my plan. We'll see how that goes. Fingers crossed. Other than that, that's pretty much all I have to update on, other than the parodies that I'm doing. I'm still writing the continuation of 12 Lights, which is going along very well. It's a lot better than I anticipated, and it's starting to get very anxiety driven, and there is quite a bit of the paranormal involved, which I also enjoy. And of course we've got Underground Justice. I haven't touched that quite that much, but I'm going to go back. And I'm working on Uncommon Magic, and Variety Show I put on the back burner. I'm not really working on that so much as I would like to. I've got another story that I've got on paper, but I haven't really written it on my computer. But basically it's about a strong woman, and she is a luchadora of the galaxy. And I don't think this is actually, yeah, this has been done before in Ultimate Muscle, but I just thought I want to make this idea my own just because I want to, and I think it would be a really interesting storyline. And I already like her character quite a bit, Celicia Highlandfort, and she's she's unbeaten. She's unbeatable. She doesn't look like she could be on the outside just because, well, she's feminine, but she is she's got definition. She's not what you would call beefcake. She's one of those women who has musculature, but she still maintains her femininity, which I think is really nice. I like that archetype of her character, and I wanted to keep that theme because she's the best of both worlds, and she how she meets her husband is really interesting, but I'm not going to go into that right away. I've been watching an anime series called Haganai, and it's really reminding me of Gainshiken, which I absolutely love. I absolutely adore it. It has so many of the same elements, but it's an entirely different anime series on its own merit. And as soon as I finish it, I'll do a review of it. And I've got some other movies I'm going to be reviewing in the near future. Uh, but that's pretty much all I've been up to currently. Um, but I shall keep you. Sorry. I shall keep you updated with any and all updates that I possibly can. So I shall see you all next time. Live long and prosper, my friends.